Greeting minions. So this is going to be the Sand River replay video that I talked about in the overview, and just like how I talked about in the overview, I'm going to be playing on the north side. So first off, we can start by taking a look at enemy tanks and taking a look at everything that scares me. So this is a 9-10 matchup, so it should be a 5 to 10, or like 5 tier 10s and 10 tier 9s. So right off the bat, Super Conqueror bothers me. The FV 4005 bothers me, and their artillery, obviously. And then their Type 4 actually isn't going to be that big of a pain. It's just going to be really heavy armored and really long time to reload. So, other than those tanks, I'm really not freaking out about any of this. So, counter to that, let's take a look at my tanks. And I see a Mouse, a TVP 5051, let's see here, Object 705. These tanks, the two T30s, these tanks are very beneficial to me because I know that these guys have reliable guns, high damage, and I expect these guys to be able to definitely put out some damage and help out. So my first thought is that I need to go into the middle in here and play down in this section. But you'll see why I choose not to do that. So, primarily it's because no other tanks other than the light tanks go up into this area. So, we'll go ahead and play this through. But you'll see that most of our medium tanks go down into the south section. Our heavies go into the heavy valley area. So that's nothing too surprising. Now, I take a very obscure way of getting to the north because I don't make the decision to turn around until I see that the RU is the only thing headed north right now. Okay, and our LT100, our T100 LT is the one that's heading out there. So right now is when I realize I need to go and support this. They've got an RU and a Sheridan, and I'm going to have to face a super heavy and other tanks that I'm just not going to be able to chew through all that. So since I am at a T10, my T10 can very easily be able to flex to different sides because it is kind of a heavy medium. It's like a heavy medium or a medium heavy. So because of the time that I've lost, it's already a minute into the match, right? I'm not going to be able to get to that hill in a reasonable amount of time. So I know that I'm going to have to play more conservatively. So I'm going to be more reliant on my T30, my Conway, and the second T30 that are right in here. So I got the T100 with me. Our RU is off to the side down in here. He's trying to support these guys and give them some vision. So that's nothing too crazy. So I'm looking for a shot on this RU. Almost get it in, but that was just a far out long range shot. I didn't expect to hit that. I was just hoping that I could. So I am going to get up here onto this sand dune, and it's going to give me cover from the midsection and anybody that's trying to shoot at me from if they were to try to be on the other side of that sand dune. So I'm relatively safe with the exception of Artie, and I can easily pull back should there be something that just suddenly appears at this location here. So, which is where I'm staring down because I fully expect them to already have taken this section. So there's an Artie shot. I didn't take any damage, and then lo and behold, there's the RU. Now I should have stopped and aimed in on that to guarantee that shot, and I got lucky that the RU didn't hit me, and he bounced me there. And that was just exposure and range. So I see this 54 E1, and he is a very important tank because he has a clip, and I'm able to roll out, shoot him, and roll back in. Now I'm pretty much so dueling these guys right now, and I'm trying to look for shots, trying to get my gun depression to work with me by taking a higher point in the ground, and he's gone lower into the valley. So all I'm really doing right now is just slowing these guys down, because if we take a look at the rest of the map, we will see that they did not field anybody down here, okay? They fielded at least one guy up here that we can see. We have the 2 scouts that are running around. The RU is now backing up this T-54. We have lost the middle. All of our heavies have melted. Okay, with the exception of myself and that M103. There are no more heavies in this area. Okay, so that means that these T-30s and this Conway now have to shoot down this corridor. So I need to hold my ground. I cannot let these guys push, or else these T-30s and Conways cannot. There'd be too much pressure surrounding them. So my job is not to advance. My job is to wait for them to make a mistake. So while these guys push in and get the shots that they need on this low area and take out the TDs that are most certainly sitting here, and be able to allow us to push in. So, and that's kind of what happens. Is we have the T-54E1 push out and make a mistake. So I can't spot him right now because he went so low, and there he is. Pops up on the minimap. I see him, and I'm looking for the shot. Now, I'm fighting with my gun depression here and his elevation. So I should have shot that RU, and this is where I make a mistake because I need to kill that 54E1, and I rolled too far forward, and then he rolls into cover. I should not be aiming at him. I am wasting my time. And then I can't get the elevation to shoot the Sheridan. I should have shot that RU. I could have gotten 2 shots into that RU. So we end up taking out the RU with a lucky shot and some help from the TDs back on the hill. So I'm able to get my shot in, and it looks like the Conway takes him out. So now it's just the Sheridan. Now we are pretty sure, and with this light tank running across here, when he runs across here, he's going to be able to spot anything up here, and he hasn't spotted anything that's down here because he was up on this sand dune over here, which would give him elevation to be able to see up in there, so up into here. So because of that, I know that they haven't really fielded anybody up here. So either there is someone sitting up here, or there's no one else. So we are free to push the Sheridan. So we're going to roll up into here, and we're going to try to deal with these TDs. So I'm cautious that there is something up here, but because of the LT running through here and not spotting anything, we're relatively safe. So, and I have the HP. I'm still full HP right now, so I'm not worried. So I'm trying to use the hill to be able to give me cover. I'm thinking the Sheridan's going to come up and spot for his TDs. He doesn't, so I recognize that I need to start getting shots off into the distance. Now I'm also noticing that this FV405 is moving, and their jig tig is down here. So if their jig tig's here and their FV4005, well, there's only 2 TDs left. So that means that I am free to push up. There's no one right here, and because of that deduction, I'm aggressive. I'm able to go, okay, well, I want to push up now, and I see this 54. And he's out in the open, and I can get that shot off. And luckily I score, so that's just an extra 371 damage that's chipped off of him. I get spotted. I'm wondering where I got spotted from, and then I realize that the Sheridan is up on this hill, and then I start pushing him. So he takes a shot, bounces. I can't put a shot in return, but I recognize where he's at, and I know that I can push forward. So I even ping where I'm going on the map. That's a good thing to do, is to just ping what you're about to do, let your allies know. And I go up here to try to help deal with this Sheridan. Sheridan's low on HP. And as you can see, the TDs were actually being very proactive and moved once they realized there were no more shots. So I put one into the Sheridan, recognized that the artillery is sitting over there. I end up aiming these guys down, and nothing really comes of it. They scoot away before I can do anything. So I roll forward. These guys are now all huddled up in here. FE4005 will die here soon. I take a hit from the Sheridan, but once again, I'm full HP. It really doesn't matter to me. So I'm free to do whatever. 100 LT ends up just brushing this dude and taking him out. Smart idea. He only took a little bit of damage for RAM. So here I'm fighting my my new mouse. So I end up putting one into the arty, LT finishes him off, and artillery finishes off the 54. So, like, this wasn't an outstanding or extraordinary game, but it goes to show, like, how the map unfolds, just like I was talking about in the overview. So, I'm going to try to put up a video for the south side. That way you guys can see that, and we can go from there. So I hope this video helped, guys. Hope the explanation helped. All right, see you guys tonight.